What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Jordan Stupar Show. My name is Jordan Stupar, and I am your host. And today I got another solo episode for you because I'm in the office early, just fresh out of a workout, and things are going pretty good over here. And what I want to do is I want to talk to you about some of the dark times that I've been through, but I don't want to get into all those details. The thing I really want to accomplish is I want to talk to you about something that I just see a lot of people struggling with. I see a lot of people that are living a decent life, even if you're just getting by, even if you're struggling. Something that most people miss out on. A lot of people like to bitch and moan. They like to complain, and they're not grateful for anything. So let me rewind back to a couple years ago when I was going through some dark times. I was going through a really bad breakup. I was losing all of my friends. I was losing all of my money. I was in the middle of a lawsuit, and I was starting another business, and just literally lost of identity. Just so many different problems that I was experiencing. And really at the end of the day, I was like, dude, I hate my life. I can't stand this. I'm struggling super hard. I don't really know who to reach out to. I don't really have, any real significant mentors or guides or anybody outside of my mom and dad to call and be like, yo, what do I do? And, one morning I woke up and, the very first thing that I did is I checked Instagram. That's what I usually did. And I ended up, for once, actually just going onto my story, and I just typed out, today I'm grateful for. And I didn't really feel as though I had anything to be grateful for because I was struggling and dealing with all these problems and all of these issues, so on and so forth. And one thing I wanted to start doing is kind of rewiring my perspective. And that's what I really want to talk about today, because obviously I can talk about gratitude, but really what gratitude is, it's a change and a shift in your perspective. Because when you are able to change and shift your perspective away from, the fact that you might be losing some money or losing your friends or going through a breakup or a divorce or moving across the country or, in the middle of a lawsuit or whatever's happening, it's really easy to lose sight of the things that are good in your life. And the truth is that regardless of what you're going through, there's an abundance of good things. Like if you got air in your lungs, okay, think about that for a quick second. You take it for granted. Right now you're breathing because obviously you're alive. Your heart is beating. Your blood is circulating. Your brain is listening to information. You've probably, if you're listening to this, you're watching it on YouTube. So it means you got a Wi-Fi connection. If you're in your car, dude, you got a car. It doesn't matter if you're 3 payments late on it. You're driving your car. You got fuel in the tank. Your car is actually working. It's moving. The check engine light, whether it's on or off, is your car still working. And so there's a plethora of things that regardless of how good or bad your life is, you can shift your perspective away from some of the things that are making you feel some type of way, and you can transition that perspective or shift that perspective into some things that are going your way, which is a lot of things. Even if it feels like there's not a lot of good things going your way, there's a whole abundance and plethora of things that are going your way. So when I started actually going to my Instagram stories and I started typing in, today I'm grateful for, I'd use some little bullet marks. And when I first started, when my life was actually bad, when things were going terrible, it started off super basic. Dude, I'm happy that I woke up in an apartment today. I'm glad I got a roof over my head, and I'm happy for coffee and, heat. Because I'd moved back here to Wisconsin in the fall. It was starting to get cold. And of course, I was grateful that I could put some heat on in my house so I wouldn't freeze to death. And that was, as simple and as basic as it gets. It's like things like running water, hot coffee, a roof over your head. And literally, the moment I kind of posted that, obviously, I wasn't posting that for really anybody else. Again, if you guys get to know me, you've been listening to this podcast, I use things like Instagram, Facebook, and social media really more as a personal accountability thing versus, I'm trying to impress people. I can probably do an entire episode on that. But the point that I'm trying to say is that I felt immediately a whole lot better about my life the moment that I started shifting my perspective away from waking up in the morning and feeling sorry for myself, feeling bad about my day, feeling bad about my bank account, feeling bad about my relationships, feeling bad about everything that was going on. I shifted my perspective and started paying attention to some of the things in my life that I was taking for granted, things that I had, and things that made my life easier. Like, again, running water, air conditioning, heat, whatever. And so the thing that I ended up doing is I started doing that really consistently, literally every single day for probably a year, maybe a year and a half. Obviously I'd miss every now and then, but most days, 90% or more of the days, I'd post what I'm grateful for. And I tried to also be creative about it. If I said running water yesterday, I'd think of something new, and I would continue, challenging myself to figure out additional things that I'm grateful for. And it's like, dude, I had a computer. And by the way, the computer worked. And of course, on the computer, there was applications, software, and programs that made my life easier, allowed me to do things. And then, oh my God, I got a wireless keyboard. Holy smokes, I have a microphone. I got a monitor. I have all this stuff around me. And really, dude, it helped me a lot. Because instead of focusing on all the bullshit in my life, I started focusing on all the good stuff. And really that shift in perspective, absolutely helped me big time get through some difficult times and ultimately have a heart of gratitude. And that's one thing that I want to challenge you guys to do. Is be grateful. Now, of course, you can be grateful, and I can tell you to be grateful and be like, man, there's some good things going on in your life. And some of you guys are listening to this, you might be going through a hard time. You're like, dude, Jordan is full of garbage. This is bad advice. My life is so bad. I just got diagnosed with this, or I only have one leg, or whatever. And Jordan has all of his legs and he isn't diagnosed with anything. That's true. We all have different problems. But the truth is that we all have problems. It doesn't matter what those problems are, we all have problems. So swallow those problems real quick, put your chin up, puff out your chest a little bit, and think about something that you're grateful for. Do it right now, pull out your Instagram account and write down, today I'm grateful for, : and just start coming up with some bullet points. Man, it could be oxygen. Okay, it could be the fact that you're on Earth. It could be the fact that you're in the United States. It could be the fact that you're traveling. It could be whatever you want to do. And then I want you to tag me at Jordan Stupar. One thing that a lot of people have been doing over the last 3, maybe 4 years since I really kind of started doing that is people do it every single day. They pull out their Instagram in the morning or throughout their day or whatever, and they tag me in something that they're grateful for. I end up seeing it, and man, dude, that right there is what sets me up, dude, for a great day. Is when I see 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 people or whatever, in my Instagram, mentioned you or whatever thing, and I go to it and it's just gratitude. It's just gratitude. People are grateful for Wi-Fi, for Zoom calls, for the sky, for birds, wildlife, trees, whatever. And I see all that stuff, dude, and it makes me feel incredible knowing that I was able to impact somebody to also shift their perspective onto some of the things that they're grateful for. And so stop being an ungrateful, sorry son of a bitch. Take control of at least your perspective. What you choose to look at and how you choose to look at it is literally a decision. There's always a bit of good in the bad. Of course, there's always a little bad inside the good, and we can do a whole nother episode on something like that. But really, at the end of the day, I want to challenge you, regardless of where you're at in your life, pull out your phone right now, open your Instagram stories, type in today I'm grateful for, write out some bullet points of some things that you maybe take for granted, maybe some key relationships that you're happy about, whatever it is. I want you to focus on what you are grateful for because, and this is the final point, is that you can't be hateful if you're grateful. You legitimately should know that it is impossible for you to experience hate, anger, anxiety, fear, nervousness, some of those bad things and feelings and emotions when you are actually grateful. And being grateful is something that you can tune yourself into doing. It's a decision and it's a choice you can make that will automatically, in its beingness, eliminate anxiety, fear, trouble, anguish, hate, so on and so forth. So if you're feeling some type of way at any time, just train yourself that when you're feeling sad, anxious, angry, upset, frustrated, whatever, just train yourself when you feel those things, you can immediately shut those things off by paying attention to some things that you're grateful for. And that's what I want to challenge you guys to do, is the Grateful Challenge, the Jordan Stupar Grateful Challenge. Why not go ahead and actually do it? Just try it one time for me, tag me up in it so I can see it. I'll probably reshare it. You might pick up a follower or two, who knows? But let's start being grateful regardless. Dude, right now in today's world, we got inflation, we got potential wars, we got all sorts of just absolute savage, horrible, epic, terrible stuff going on, at least here in America, the way that I see it. And at the end of the day, dude, we're still in America. That's something to be grateful for. It's like, dude, I can still go outside. I can still start a business. I can still take some risks. I can still read a book. I can still speak. Those are things that are like basic, that we just take for granted. You can do whatever you want to do in this life, and that by itself is something to be grateful for. So stop complaining, stop bitching, stop moaning, and stop backing yourself into a corner of despair, anger, hatred, anxiety, and start being proud of the fact that you can choose to be grateful. And with that, that's my episode. That's all I got for you. And I want you to be grateful for everything. And I'm grateful that you listen to this. I'm grateful for technology, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you're seeing this. Dude, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that you spent a couple of minutes actually paying attention to this. And if you made it all the way through, the one thing and the one favor and the one action item that I can give you is actually pick up Instagram, type out what you're grateful for, and tag me in it. I want to see what you're grateful for. Let's start a little bit of a movement of gratitude, because obviously there's not enough of it out there in the world. So that's it. My name is Jordan Stupar. If you enjoyed this, subscribe, like it, share it, comment. And if there's something else you want to hear me, rap about for a couple minutes or whatever, maybe there's a guest you want to have on the show, feel free to let me know. I monitor all the comments. I monitor all the feedback. Drop me a quick review. Share this with a friend. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And by the way, I'm grateful for you. Take care.